understand. I've been giving Theo Vaughn a hard time for being a beautiful dum dum. You know, he gets his hair did. He does the sun in highlights. If you don't know who Theo Vaughn is, he's a podcaster. I hesitate to call him a comedian because he's just not that funny. Um, but he's a podcaster. And the other day, we gave him a hard time because he did no pushback when RFK Jr. said to Theo Vaughn on Theo Vaughn's podcast, which you'd think Theo would either make entertaining or ask questions. Theo Vaughn did neither. And RFK Jr. said, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of a germ. I've snorted cocaine off of toilet seats. Uh, it's kind of the same pitch and squeal RFK Jr. used. And Theo Vaughn didn't make a joke. He didn't say, not scared of a germ, prove it. Snort some Ebola. Were they golden toilet seats, as someone put in my comments? Thank you for that joke. Were they golden toilet seats at Trump's McMansion? But I got to give Theo Vaughn a little bit of credit because he did have Mark Cuban on at one point. And he pushes back when it's in defense of Donald Trump. Interesting contrapoints. Interesting points here. Theo Vaughn doesn't push back when he has J.D. Vance on, when he has RFK Jr. on, when he has any of the regime on. Theo doesn't push back, doesn't make a joke. It's very serious. He takes them all at their word and he just validates them. He just publicly whitewashes these absolute scumbags. But when Mark Cuban comes on to talk against the regime, just from Mark Cuban's personal experience, which you would think would be even more valid because he's citing life sources, not just RFK being like, I'm not scared of no germ, Ghostbusters, or whatever the fuck RFK said. Theo pushes back. So let's listen to this clip of Mark Cuban on the Theo Vaughn show. I don't know what it's called, and I don't care. I won't rot my brain watching some dumb fucking hillbilly redneck who used to live next to David Duke. You don't know who that is? Look it up.
He's ripped off, I can't even tell you how many people, right? People I know, right, that he's ripped off.
I mean, there's been a lot of alleged issues with condoms.
No, I'm telling you about, I'm telling you people I know, right? Barbara Corcoran, she said something about this from Shark Tank, right? Mm-hmm. He hired her or asked her to sell a bunch of condos in a new building that he put up. And Edward? She did. Sold everything she has. He offered her $4 million. He wouldn't pay her. She had to sue him just to get her money.
But how does somebody benefit by behaving like that?
You notice Theo does push back when somebody's telling you about Trump and who he is, that this is like widely known outside of, I guess, Louisiana. Theo, did you not know who Donald Trump was before? In a little bubble down there? But, people in New York, on the East Coast, people that can read, anyone who's literate, anybody who's seen Donald Trump before, heard him talk, or just, can identify a BS artist. We all knew this. But here is Mark Cuban explaining, like, bro, this is how he operates. And Theo doesn't push back against RFK, doesn't push back against JD Couchker Vance, doesn't push back against anyone in the regime. But if you talk against the regime, Theo's like, well, how does that benefit him? I'll let Mark explain to you, which we've all been saying forever, Theo.
When that's the only way you know? I mean, he was born rich. Right? He's never had to find his, Damon Johnson.
Oh, yeah, he's always had good hair, dude. Rich people always have clean hair, I remember.
I don't know about that, but Trump
Yeah, I don't know about that either. I wouldn't call Donald Trump's hair clean. Isn't that funny? Theo tells us something about himself, especially the way he grooms his hair. I'm assuming he uses sun-in, because the highlights are very, very particularly placed. If you know anything about sun-in, they just wouldn't, you couldn't bleach your whole head with sun-in. It was just, strands. That's why Theo is so well groomed, because that's his version of rich. It's not the content of his character. It's not pushing for truth and justice or the pursuit of happiness. No, Theo judges people on their hair. What a fucking dolt.
University, Trump Foundation, Trump Soho, just example after example where he ripped off hard-working Americans again and again and again. And to think all of a sudden he just
push back, Theo.
Just not the case. Like, look what he's doing fucking now, right?
Push back, Theo. Theo, be like, yeah, but who likes a hard-working American? I know that's where I grift my audience, but, We be in the podcasting world where we don't respect that. We respect the authorities that are funding these podcasts.
Amid silver, he's ripped off. I can't even tell you.
So yeah. So I had to give Theo some credit because you see, Theo produces a little bit of a spine, a little baby spine, or as we call it, an Epstein file spine. Theo does. Theo Vaughn, you have a spine when anybody's talking against your dear Lord and Savior Donald McTrump, Epstein Trump, Trumpstein. You push back. We just haven't seen it, you know, because usually you have these grifters in like RFK Jr. and you're like, right, dude, right. How could you be scared of a germ if you done coke off a toilet seat? Huh? Couldn't be no scared, no germ. Right, right. Believe it. I believe it. So what do you want us to do now? Drink raw milk? Okay. Fucking idiots. This world is run by the stupidest people. All you got to do is fall in line, be obedient, say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, thank you, what's my next order? And you rise to the fucking top. But you call this bullshit out and they label you whatever the fuck. Oh, look at how woke he is. Yeah, I'm woke because you know what? I understand what the system is designed to do, bitches. Welcome. I know we started it off quick like that, but don't talk about my Uncle E like that. Who's Uncle E? I don't know. I don't know your uncle. Theo is funny as shit. Oh, you got a bad sense of humor then. You are absolutely correct about this. Hey, what's up, Pasha? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Edward, what's up? Why is you mean the thumbnail Harriet Tubman? Because she's the fucking raddest general America's ever seen. Harriet Tubman should be on the money, is the true American hero. Harriet Tubman's more courageous than Donald Trump could ever be, or pretend to even be. You know, old bone spurs only during Vietnam. Harriet Tubman is one of my heroes. You don't know her story? Go look it up. That's why. That's why. Because she pursued happiness, and she found it. What's up, Yogi Bear? You gotta be old if you know who Yogi Bear is. What's up, Kevin? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. I got some more Trump audio because, you know, he's been a pervert forever. I feel like we need, more than ever, we need public service announcements. More than ever, we need, you know, just these PSAs, after school, after work PSAs. I think we need after work PSAs for adults because adults are tricked by everything. Joe Rogan keeps getting tricked by the internet. He can't identify what's a satirical bit, what's real life, what was AI generated, what's real life. Like Joe's really having a hard time. That boomer, that boomer Joe, boomer Rogan experience with all his Epstein friends that he keeps whitewashing their their image. I feel like we need PSAs, you know? We need people out here being like, listen, I know you think whatever about Donald Trump, but he's been a pervert since the 80s. The more you know. And I'll play the audio for you why I've been saying this for a long time. Not only because, you know, his behavior dictated it, but some of you just waking up. Some of you just like, wait a minute, Donald Trump named that many times in the Epstein files. I refuse to believe it. But don't worry, there's a long history of him being a pervert. And Joe Rogan's finally catching on. Slow Rogan. Can you believe that? You believe that? The Epstein Experience featuring Joe Slow Rogan is finally taking a turn. He's finally going woke. Woke is back, baby. Gradual decay. There's only about a 13% chance, according to the name of that illegal betting site, Polyglamorous, something like that, of anything passing the Senate. Listen. Hold on. B Village 98. Wow, as an African-American man, I much appreciate for your knowledge on Harriet Tubman. Listen, in this house, oh, what's up, Jess? Good to see you. In this house, you can't see, but right over me, right over my, it's not really my office desk, but it's a Harriet Tubman, Paul Collins Underground Railroad painting. And my lineage, I descend from the great John Brown, who served as captain under the general. and we've studied our history and we know our heritage, and we will always, always respect. There are many, many paintings and artwork for us to remember who the real American heroes are. Harriet Tubman, John Brown, Martin Luther, Fred Hampton. Put Hampton and Tubman on the money. You know, take that Jackson the fuck off. So yeah. But I'm gonna play some Joe Rogan. I just think it's funny that you having a good. Oh, by the way, happy Valentine's Day. I hope you get to spend it with someone you love. I'm waiting for my loved one to get home. I'm not going to go into my tirade about how Valentine's Day is, you know, a corporate holiday just so you could buy shit for people. But, you know, make some artwork for somebody. Sing them a song. Build a fire for them. You know, cook them supper. I don't know, but don't buy shit. There's my take. I know he's a radical woke leftist. He doesn't want to participate in the economy. Not when that economy is funneling the Epstein class. You know what I mean? If we can rearrange, redistribute the wealth, if my friends and family and neighbors and communities can have healthcare and don't have to suffer for egg, then I would participate a little more. But until then, we got a lot of work to do, folks. Pursuit of happiness. But thank you, Jess. I hope everybody is having a good Valentine's Day. So, oh, what's up? 88 Infinity. I wrote you a message. I think it was on your channel. I'm trying to find if something triggered you to get booted. So please either join the Discord. Soul's gonna throw the link in there, or maybe just leave it in the comments. Soul. Hey, what's up, Odin? But I've been working on it. I just don't know your handle's real name, so that's what I need to do. So ain't forgot about you. You're working. Ah, fuck that. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Well, hopefully when you get off work, you can. And you know what? If you got nobody to love yourself. Give yourself a little. Treat yourself. They got me shadow banned. Yeah, thanks, boss. I fucking hate that stuff. Grabbing the link now. Thank you, Solus. What's up, comrade? Oh, what's up, comrade? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, join the Discord, Infinity, and we'll get it sorted. We'll fix that right up for you. Okay, well, if we can on our end. I don't know. Sometimes people complain about stuff that I don't know how YouTube works. They give you these vague guidelines that you're supposed to like read in between the lines. I don't know. Okay. I love the people that go devastating week for the Democrats. You know, it's not I know you think it's a two-party system, but the two parties are the Epstein class and everybody else. Okay, so devastating week for everybody. Great week for all the traffickers and all the people who own everything and all the people who are making all the laws and oppressing you. Excellent week for them. They were in front of Congress. They lied their ass off. Who else gets to lie under oath? Who gets to commit perjury and just walk out of the fucking room and make millions in backdoor deals? The Epstein class does. You know, I don't know. Pitchforks, torches. I don't know at this point. I don't know. Just glad I didn't disrespect. Oh, no. 88 Infinity. Come on. No, sometimes things get a little tricky. And no. Man, you're handsome. Why, thank you. And then, I don't speak Russian, so I'm sorry. I tried learning a little Russian. And man, I'll tell you what, some of them letters just got me fucked up. That's why I'm trying to speak Irish. If you make me an editor of your channel, I can manage. All right, Solis, well, I'll hit you up after, okay? But yeah, I got you. I thought I already did, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. By the way, good to see you in here. Sweet painting. Oh, thank you, Bruce Wayne the Gray. Thank you. I have more art. Listen, if you want to help the channel, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you want to super chat or join as a member, please do. Supporting the channel is huge because ideally, I'd like to have a setup like a goddamn normal streamer where I can show you stuff on the screen, not this phone thing, you know? But I can't do it until, you know, this channel starts snowballing, the snowball effect, and still it starts getting bigger. I don't know what the algorithm's doing, you know? Is it just spitting me out to a bunch of MAGA bots? I don't know. Sometimes it feels like that, but Hopefully we're finding the people who don't believe in this fucking two-tiered justice system, in this you have to be red or blue, who want to see some kind of working class consciousness movement happen, where we have people who have absolutely represent our needs, won't be bought off by corporations. Did you see? I'm going to play some audio for you. Tesla is dumping lithium battery waste in Texas. They moved from California to Texas. Enjoy your water, Joe Rogan, because Tesla is dumping lithium battery waste into the water system, just into the fucking streams. Disgusting. Absolute. It's horrifying, you know? And whoever like, that's what I really don't get. People are like, oh, Elon Musk, you know, outside, like, just the fact he was begging to go to Epstein Island. If you're still defending him, like, he wants to pollute your water, and he doesn't care if your livestock, if your soil, if your health, if all that erodes and dies, because he's got lithium batteries to make. Like, those people that are geniuses or inventors would, I don't know, come up with a better way than just dumping waste into open water. You know, that's just a rule of thumb I have. And hopefully there's more people that are like, yeah, you know what, that makes sense. Water is a precious resource. All right. Anyways, Joe Rogan's gone woke, folks. I hate to break this to you. I should have changed the title to that. But no, you know what? On Valentine's Day, I want to respect one of the queens, you know, Harriet Tubman. So I don't care if you don't like it. I don't care if you clicked and then you moved on because you saw Harriet Tubman. Good. Weed out the racists. Get the fuck out of here. You're not welcome. We don't stay silent or complicit with racists. We tell them to get the fuck out. That's what we do here. And if you're of a same feather, you know, Birds of a Feather, the great song by William Eilish, then feel free to subscribe to the channel. But Joe Rogan's gone full woke. Can't believe it. Well, he's dipping his toes into the woke pool. But listen to this.
Why would your name be redacted if you're not a victim? Like, this is what's crazy about all this. Like, how come you redact some people and you don't redact other people? Like, what is this? This is not good. None of this is good.
This is not good. I love how Joe Rogan's saying this. What are we? But by the looks of the watch I don't have, it looks like we're, you know, many months into this Epstein saga. And I love how mark the week of the second week of February, Joe Rogan saying, guys, this is starting to not look good.
For this administration, it looks terrible. It looks terrible. It looks terrible for Trump when he was saying that none of this was real. This is all a hoax. This is not a hoax. Like, did you not know? Maybe he didn't know, if you want to be charitable. But this is definitely not a hoax.
Maybe he didn't know. This is what I mean by this is like brain rot in real time. The fact that Joe's even thrown out, like, maybe he didn't know, even though he was on Air Force One being like, oh yeah, I knew that Jeff Epstein was taking girls from my spa. Oh, shit. Maybe he didn't know when him and Jeff were running these pageants. Maybe he didn't know when he was like, when you own the pageant, you can go right into the locker room. No one says anything because you own it. Yeah, maybe he didn't know. Maybe there's a history. Hold on. Could there be a news story from, I don't know. When was, I don't know shit about tennis. That's a rich people sport. But this news story from a long time ago, I'd say, over 20 years ago, documents Trump acting very Epsteinian.
In Donald Trump's life, tennis star Monica Seles, the top-ranking female player in the world, stunned everybody when she suddenly dropped out of Wimbledon. Now she turned up at the Trump mansion in Florida, Rosanna Scotto reports.
Forget about Hernando's hideaway. Turned into Donald Trump's hideaway for tennis fugitive Monica Seles. Seles mysteriously disappeared after abruptly dropping out of the Wimbledon Championships 10 days ago, only to strangely resurface at Trump's palatial Florida estate. The mega developer reportedly invited the 17-year-old Yugoslav to stay at his home so she could avoid reporters trying to find out why she skipped the tournament. But why would Trump want to get involved in this? Could this eligible bachelor have met his match? The editor of Tennis Magazine.
Could this eligible bachelor met his match? How old was Sellis? Hold on. So I think this was from 91, because this is when it said she pulled out. Pull out of the championships in 91. She was just 15 when they made her debut in 89, so 15, 16, 17. How fucking crazy is this? Okay, I'll play this again. That this news report is just like, this 44-year-old man is going after a 17-year-old. Has this eligible bachelor bet his match? Like, oh man.
Florida estate. The mega developer reportedly invited the 17-year-old Yugoslav to stay at his home so she could avoid reporters trying to find out why she skipped the tournament. But why would Trump want to get involved in this? Could this eligible bachelor have met his match?
Even the news is like, do you think this almost 50-year-old has met his match with this 17-year-old girl? This is from 30 years ago. You're telling me Joe Rogan's like, maybe Donald didn't know. No, Donald's one of them, man. What the fuck are you talking about, right?
Editor of Tennis Magazine could only guess.
Athletes attract all kinds of people. Say, we have a term for them called jock sniffers.
They got a term for him called jock sniffers. Donald Trump's a tennis jock sniffer. We all knew he was an Epstein jock sniffer. But man, that's funny to hear this person call Donald Trump a jock sniffer.
You know the term people who feel somewhat bigger by hanging around with athletes or celebrities. And I
inadequate themselves. Here you have it. You just look at them and see how inadequate.
I think it doesn't matter what social status you're from.
Trump has been known to be a big tennis fan. In fact, he found himself in some trouble last year when he was squiring Argentine tennis star Gabriela Sabatini around his casino in Atlantic City. She was 19 years old, underage, according to Jersey law. Trump was served with a fine. While Mr. Trump would not comment.
See, that's the thing, man. If it's a fine for the rich, it means it's legal. It's just the cost of doing business. If they threw him in jail for a couple nights, maybe he learned his lesson, but probably not. You know, this is a demented human. He only enjoys life if others are suffering, and he was the cause of it. But you notice that in this news story, we're going 2 for 2. He was squiring. I like how they called it the language the media uses for shit like he was trafficking an underage girl through a casino, and they call it squiring. Just like the other day, Rep. Raskin, when he was interviewing Pam Bondi, he said, "You're ignoring the law." And I said, "Have you ever been pulled over?" And the cop was like, "You were ignoring the speed limit." No, they say you're breaking the law and we're taking you to jail. This is a 2-tier justice system. One for the Epstein class who has the money to purchase the laws, and the other for the rest of us. So it's interesting that the news paints Donald Trump taking a 19-year-old around his casino where you had to be 21 to get in as squiring. Squiring. The language is on purpose to make you feel like he was a noble gentleman to squire this underage girl through his casino. He even took the cost of the fine for it. No, he's a pervert. He's a pervert. Why would a 50-year-old man be bringing a 19-year-old around his casino? Because he's a fucking pervert.
On this latest tennis friendship, a published report says that Donald is really not interested in Monica romantically.
No. And she's kind of a melodramatic kid. She's always said she wants to be an actress, and she's
I love how they blame her. Man, Donald's not it. You know, this 50-year-old pervert tycoon who inherited his daddy's business isn't too interested. She's always been a melodramatic kid. Melodramatic kid. In the beginning of this, they were talking about, could this be, hey, look, he's squiring this young lady around. And now they're like, look at this melodramatic kid. Are you picking up on the language? They're still using it today.
Loves LA, and I can see myself in LA in a few years, but this is a little bit too Mata Hari-ish, even for tennis.
Wait a minute. What the fuck did she just say? Mata Hari-ish. Mata Hari-ish. I didn't mean Mata Harishi, but maybe I did. Transcendental meditation from the Beatles? No, I didn't mean him. Mata Hari-ish. Duh. Free. Ish. No, not Maharishi. God damn. Did this lady make up a word? Does anybody know what Maharishi means? Please. And why is a 40-year-old girl with 40-year-old, he was 44 at the time, so mid-40s. Why was he with a 19-year-old? Why was he with a 17-year-old? Why was he harboring a 17-year-old at his palatial creepo estate? You know? No, it's from a nose ring, homie. But good keeping stuff on topic. You know, I know when we talk about your pervert god, you gotta focus on everything else. You can't listen to what's happening. You gotta focus on everything else. We see you. We see you. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's adorable. No. Don't point out that in the 90s, Donald Trump was harboring underage girls, or as the media called them when they wanted to blame him, kids. Kids. No. He wasn't bringing kids through his casino. He wasn't telling kids to come stay with him. No, not romantically. What was Donald doing this with a lot of tennis guys too? A lot of news stories about Donald harboring tennis guys at his palatial estate? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. We know what it was. We know because now we know the Epstein files. You know what I mean? It all makes sense. But let's get back to it. Let's listen to Woke Joe Rogan. Woke Joe Rogan. Again, I bring up this 1991 report, early 90s report, because Woke Joe Rogan is now, we're in the year of our Lord 2026, for anybody who's getting out of a coma. It's not 91 anymore. The Chess King doesn't exist. Sam Goody went under. I hate to break it to you. KB Toys gone. Yeah, I know. Take a moment. Take a breather. Bradley's, no, it's gone. Kmart, gone. No. Woolworths is gone. I told you, if you just got up out of a coma from the 90s, I hate to break it to you about Kurt and Tupac, but listen, you're not going to find Bradley's, Sears, Kmart, Woolworths. I think you can find JCPenney, but I'm not even sure about that one. But Sam Goody, Chess King, Structure, the WB store, they're all gone. They're all gone, guys. They're all gone. So we're in the year of our Lord 2026. And this report about how Donald Trump was harboring kids at his casino and his house, it was female tennis stars. No mention of the male tennis stars. You know, if he was just helping tennis players out because he loves the sport so much, you know, where are the male tennis stars? Okay, maybe it's aligning with the Epstein stuff. But now we're here 30-something years later, and Joe Rogan, who's been alive this whole time, same access to news we do, I would even say has more access because he has more money. When the news tells you, hey, give me $1 or you can't read this information, Joe can do that. We're saving up for egg. So here's Woke Joe Rogan. Finally, he's woke.
Why would your name be redacted if you're not a victim? Like, this is what's crazy about all this. Like, how come you
This is what's all that you know what the crazy part is that they're redacting the people that are friends with Trump and Trump. That's the crazy part. If you've read the Epstein files, it's not the content in the writing, it's that they redacted all of Trump's friends' names, all the wealthy people. Why would they do that? Could the wealthy people be in power? This is very complex. This is something Joe Rogan's still working on, folks.
redact some people and you don't redact other people?
The world will never know, Joe. The world will never. Why would you redact some people and not others? We can only guess, guys. We can only guess. That's all we can do here. We can only guess. We could say the powerful have a network that they traffic information to each other to and money, and they use that network to protect themselves. I don't know. Joe doesn't know. I wait for his lead, you know. He's the bigger bird. Donald Trump feeds him from his mouth. He goes, "Bup, bup, bup, bup," and Joe spits it out, and then Joe feeds it to all of us. And we go, Joe, we just wait. We're waiting for your next thought, man. Hanging on every word, Joe. Go ahead.
Like, what is this? This is not good. None of this is good for this administration.
I love how he's like, this is not good. I would call it detrimental to the country. When they start saying, if we released it, everything, you know, the system would collapse. Just like, man, it's not looking good. Gee Williker, guys.
It looks
I've seen Joe go harder on fake fucking kitty litter in the bathroom stories. You know what I mean? This is why I go so hard on Mr. 4'3", all of him Joe Rogan. Because I've seen Joe get tricked by fake internet stories like kitty litter in the bathrooms. And Joe goes hard. He's like, this is the destruction of our society. Joe didn't say this is not good. When there was kitty litter, I should find it. Because when there was kitty litter in the bathrooms, Joe wasn't going, this isn't looking good for the youth. No. Joe is claiming the world was crumbling. He's fucking Chicken Little. And he's probably as tall.
terrible. It looks terrible. It looks terrible for Trump when he was saying that none of this was real. This is all a hoax. This is not a hoax. Like, did you not know? Maybe he didn't know, if you want to be charitable.
And that's what I was playing for you. Donald Trump didn't know the guy who was hanging out with kids at his house in 91? Girl kids, just if you're wondering. And then taking girl kids through his casino and getting fined for it? I don't know. I'd say he knew. I'd say those are what you would call, what do the police call it? Those are suspect behaviors. You know, it looks like a pattern's forming. I don't know. One underage tennis star, and you go, hey, maybe he was just helping whatever her name is, Monica something. I don't fucking know. Anyways, that tennis girl. What was her name? Monica something.
Appeared after abruptly dropping out of the Wimbledon Championships 10 days ago, only to strangely resurface at Trump's palatial Florida estate. The mega developer reportedly invited the 17-year-old Yugoslav to stay at his home so she could avoid reporters.
Yeah. The only place safe from reporters. What's her name?
Donald Trump's life. Tennis star Monica Seles.
Monica Seles. Yo. Listen, if it was just 17-year-old Monica Seles that Donald Trump was harboring when she was a child at his home, and it had nothing to do with the other tennis star at 19 that he was ushering through his casino when she wasn't legally allowed to be there, and then he got fined for it, so you could look that shit up. If it was just one, I would say, you know, maybe a fluke. Maybe he really was hiding her from the paparazzi. Oh, God, what kind of adult do you have to believe to be that, be that person? But now that we have two in the early 90s, I'd say that's a pattern. And now that we have the Epstein files, I'd say pattern complete. Suspect behavior. But anyways, Joe Rogan was saying what? Maybe Trump didn't know?
Oh, this is all a hoax. This is not a hoax. Like, did you not know? Maybe.
That's the other thing. He says, this is not a hoax, referencing Donald Trump calling it a hoax. If you don't know, you'd say, I know nothing. You don't call it a hoax. You call it a hoax if you don't want it to be real. The tough part with calling it a hoax, if you remember, is it was a hoax for Donald Trump's name, not for Bill Clinton's. They really pushed that one hard. So it just seemed, again, a little suspect. I know this is like common sense for some of us, but there's someone out there. There's a maroon out there that's just piecing all this together. And we got to work with him. We got to get him up to speed. I don't know. Did you fall out of a tree and hit your head or something?
He didn't know, if you want to be charitable. But
If you want to be charitable. Joe, you're the only one being charitable here. Don't.
this is definitely not a hoax.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Joby Rogi. Joby Rogi. What else does he say? I'm pulling this from the Young Turks. But I don't want to listen to the Young Turks because fucking I hate team sports. We'll just say that about politics. I hate team sports. Red, blue, both the same wings of Lucifer, okay? They're just the fucking wings on Lucifer. That's it. They want nothing to help you. They're all bought and paid for. That's why you saw a Democrat, Raskin, talking to Republican top cop about the Epstein files, and Raskin even excused her behavior, said, you're ignoring the law. Bitch, Raskin, you say you are breaking the law. Breaking. Language is important, man. You're on record.
Getting crazier and crazier and crazier and deeper. And so Ro Khanna and Massey just released the names of these guys that had been redacted from
How funny it would be. And Joe's like, and I've interviewed all of them. Very nice men.
the list. And one of them is What is his last name?
Les.
Les Wexner. But these files, just what's come out so far, and the fact that they redacted men, these like power.
I wish I took a picture of Joe. Joe's like, he looks like he's fucking Goodwill Hunting trying to solve that unsolvable equation. You know, like Joe is really fucking rubbing those two brain cells together on this one. You can hear it. You can hear the steam coming out of his ears.
Powerful billionaire guys, their names were redacted.
What?
Like there's one of them where he's talking about pandemic planning.
Oh my
What?
God.
Jeffrey Epstein is talking about pandemic planning to someone named Bill
Clinton, probably. Let's harp on that. I love how Joe's like, why would these billionaires be redacted? There's a billionaire president, a billionaire office, a billionaire Congress. Everybody in the regime is why would they redact the billionaires? Somebody. Joe Rogan is fucking mentally handicapped at this point. The money has handicapped Joe Rogan. Like, this is what happened to Joe. He got so greedy, it eroded his brain. Look, he's scowling. He's like, Joe, it's not that difficult, bud. You had all these billionaires on. Joe, you go to dinner with these billionaires, man. Why do you think they're I love how you're playing it up. You can really see the fucking news talk radio actor come out of you right now. But bro, it's not that fucking complicated. If you watch Joe Rogan and you can't see the humor in this, like, it's really not complicated. Man, this is not calculus, homie.
whose name is redacted. It's like, why are you redacting the guy's name that you're talking about planning for a pandemic, like what to do in response to a pandemic? Well, why is his name retracted? Or redacted, rather.
I don't know how to break it to Joe and the rest of America. It's because no matter if it's a Democrat or a Republican, they all work for the billionaire Epstein class. Some people even voted for one of the Epstein class to be president. Like, they're all on the same team. And I know Joe's job is to, like, confuse and muddy the water and make you think, like, yeah, why would they redact Bill? What did Joe say? Bill? Oh, let's look into that. It's like, come on, Joe. What do you think, man? Why do you think they redacted all those other names? Why do you think Donald Trump's files got deleted? There was, some tens of thousands of files when you first searched the justice.gov Epstein files, and now there's 4,000. I don't see Joe talking about that. It's this weird guy named Bill. I wonder why. Maybe that helps the cause. But I just love Joe throwing fucking fake leads out there, like throwing the scent off. Dude, if you are 100 millionaire, right, and you have a producer and a nice setup, I would expect you know how to read. And just read, Joe. Just read. You know what I mean? Like anything. At this point, fucking one fish, two fish. I don't give a shit. This fucking dude is so stupid. What else does he say? Does he say anything else? No, they don't play any more clips of him. But speaking of Joe saying Les Wexner, if you don't know that name, he's the billionaire that did Victoria's Secret and probably some other shit, and you definitely seen the pink gear, right? That was everywhere. I used to despise that shit, God, I just felt like, even at the time, I felt like that pink gear is propaganda for something. I can't figure it out, and I've lived long enough to read the Epstein files, and now I know what the fuck it was propaganda for. But this lady on TikTok, something.Justine, I can't read that small, make it bigger, please. She breaks it down for all the millennials. This is going to scare you. Let me pull her up. This is her. Okay, I'm going to play this video right now. By the way, if you're new here, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. We got to build this network out. We need everyone. All hands on deck. The Epstein class is trying to take your kids. Okay, that's what they're trying to do. So we need all hands on deck. It's very important. It's very important you join the cause. Let's link up. I think the subscribe button's up here. Hit subscribe. The files are crazy. Hey, what's up, Alita? I hope he loses influence and power. He scares me, along with Paladin. Wait, who? There's stuff going. Hey, what's up, Ray Gun? Good to see you. Bam Margera wannabe? Do you see me doing kick flips, you dumb bitch? Gates scares me. Gates, yeah. Bubba, he scares me. Donald Trump blowing Bubba scares me. Um, okay, Infinity, I'm glad you're here. All the conspiracies Joe has entertained over the years, and he's gonna act like this one is uncrackable. Use it to observe, but I say, like, I love how Joe is like zoink, Shag. Who could it be? You know, it's like, Joe, if you pull the Trump mask off, it's Trump underneath. I just love how he plays so coy. You could tell he was an actor. He was a femme actor. You ever seen his pictures from the 90s? You know, he wasn't this macho broman. He used to be, you know, a libtard or whatever they call him. I don't know. And I think he's going woke again. It's just taking him a long road to hoe back there, because you got to remember, when Joe gets off the air, he's going and meeting with Peter Palantir. He's going and having lunch with all these dudes. Everybody, what's that? Mark Andreessen that he had on, who's named in the Epstein files. Like, he's going, Joe, I know you think he's the common man fighting for you, some of you. But when he logs off his show, he's hanging out with these dudes that are all listed in the files. That's why he's not reading them. That's why on his show, he's like, God, how are we going to figure this out? Why would they redact billionaire names? We'll never know. Stay tuned for tomorrow's show where we try to figure this out. You know, it's like, yeah, keep hoeing that road, Joe. You're almost there, man. You're almost there. But this lady points out horrifically. You know what? I'll just go to Joe Rogan. This is looking terrible. It's not looking good, guys, okay? That's what Joe Rogan said about the Epstein files and Donald Trump. So I'll just say what this lady has to say about, for every millennial, everyone, Zennials, the elder millennials, some Gen X, and, you know, the younger millennials, you'll understand. And young folks, just pay attention, because it leads to how you grew up, okay? So this affects all of us, except for the boomers. Go fuck yourself. Thanks for ruining everything and telling Gen Z they're too lazy. I've never met a harder working, more hope-filled, inspiring generation than Gen Z. They're trying to pull 3 jobs to afford egg with no health care, with no fucking safety nets, with nothing, and they're still out in the streets. Solidarity to the young folks. I love seeing it, man. These young folks are radical. Fucking rad. And I can't wait for the boomers to kick the bucket, so we just have to stop hearing about, you know, when I grew up, I worked really hard. 1 job and bought 2 homes. You know, it's like, shut the fuck up. That doesn't exist.
Now, millennial women are being forced to reckon with the fact that our experience of girlhood was directly tied to the most powerful sexual predators in modern history. Millennial women grew up in the shadow of Jeffrey Epstein. We didn't know it at the time, but he and his pedophile friends had a finger on all of our decisions. The clothing we wore, the scents we put on our skin, the stores we shopped at, our body image, our insecurities. It's not just that the people we held up as heroes, princes, presidents, Hollywood stars, were in fact villains. It's that the power they wielded over society impacted all of us. The perverted nature of these men infiltrated every aspect of our lives. Mall culture of the early aughts was owned by men associated with Epstein. Bath & Body Works, Limited 2, Abercrombie & Fitch, Victoria's Secret, Pink, stores that sold primarily to young women and children, that shaped culture around tween clothing. There were words on the butts of the shorts at Limited 2, shirtless models and dimmed lights at Abercrombie, body sprays.
Can I just say that I think I've been into the Abercrombie store twice, and it was repulsive. And I'm talking about when I was young, not at this age. I'm talking about when I was at the age you go into Abercrombie. And I know the first time I went in, I was like, is this a fucking club for kids? Like, what is going on here? And I was so off put, I was like, I'll never go back again. And then the second time I went in, because whatever. And I just remember thinking, like, this is, I don't know. If the Epstein files came out and I had been going to Abercrombie and Fitch, I would have been like, I think this is a trafficking ring. Like, there's no other way to put it. And I don't know what Abercrombie and Fitch is like now. Do they even exist? I don't know, because the CEO is on trial, I believe. He's going to trial for trafficking models and abusing them. So, you know, it shouldn't exist, and you shouldn't buy your clothes there. I'm pretty sure Abercrombie and Fitch was also, or was it Tommy Hilfiger? I don't know. They're all like, we don't want fat people. No fat folks. If you ever, here's my conspiracy theory on that. If you ever go to Walmart and buy an extra large, then just go to Abercrombie and Fit and buy an extra large and see which one's a real extra large, okay? They tailor their sizes so you can't fit into them. That's why there's always that one kid in high school who had the money to get the Abercrombie and Fitch, but his ass was always hanging out of him because he didn't have the body type. And they do that on purpose. And you could call me crazy, but I've just been alive long enough and seen too much shit, read too many things to know better. But this lady talking about Abercrombie, and she put a photo of the entry to Abercrombie, and I was like, yeah, that was horrifying. It was horrifying. You walked in there and the lights were dim and there was like goom, 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 goom. It's like this weird club music. And there, you know, it was just like pervert haven. I'm surprised there weren't more older folks in there when I went in, you know, just scouting. Read the Epstein files. You don't believe me? So sorry, continue on, lady that I don't know your name, but Alina Justine? I don't know. She's on TikTok.
With names like Love Spell and Pure Seduction at Victoria's Secret, lingerie marketed to tweens at Pink.
That was the other thing. Like and now that I'm older, it really bugs me. Because I remember being bugged by that shit at an age where people would have thought I was old, you know? But it's like, man, and then once you start to listen to this lady, I want you to think about, if you're old enough, MTV used to play a show called Teen Mom. I don't know if that's still around. And they had like Dance Moms, and they had all these shows that were characterized as like, you know, hey, we're putting a spin on watching little kids, you know, Epstein file stuff. So, I mean, she doesn't mention these shows, but when I just started thinking, I'm sure you could probably even name some shows yourself if you're old enough, but I just immediately thought of the show Teen Mom that was put on MTV once they took like Carson Daly and Total Request Live off, and it became like a teen mom. What was the other one? Jersey Shore. But there were all these like teenage, you know, or like dance moms, or, you know, like pageant moms, where it was like these little girls were really the subject of not only exploitation, but TV in America. And it became like normalized. I didn't watch any of that shit, but I remember thinking like, what the fuck what is going on with America? We used to be like, oh, look, you know, the new video for whatever band, you know? Jesus Christ. Frog Stomp by, what's that fucking Australian wannabe band? Australian grunge band. Silverchair, is that it before it comes up? Silverchair. Tomorrow, hey, the video for Tomorrow by Silverchair and their album Frog Stomp is coming on soon, guys. You know, go watch it. You know, you don't want to miss it. And then it switched over to like the most perverted TV you've ever not wanted to watch. Saturday? Is it? I don't know. What part of the globe are you in? Could be Sunday, man. Imagine being a survivor and have to be constantly being reminded by who violated you because their brands were ubiquitous. Yeah, Chris, that's what, let me let her finish, because that's what she's pointing out right now. Like, Les Wexner is the big name, but he was like the magnate over all this. And he was very close with Jeff Epstein. Oh, hold on. What the funk happened? Oh, she cuts out in this video. Hold on. It's coming back.
L Brands Inc. chairman and CEO Les Wexner wrote in a 2009 letter to shareholders, "Pink, the color that represents tenderness and femininity, the color that evokes childhood, playfulness and purity, the color assigned to girls before they're even born." Epstein was a driving force behind the obsession with prepubescence and the sexualization of young children. Before we knew the term, the male gaze, we knew what it felt like to be viewed through that lens. We also knew that it wasn't about our peers, our classmates. The male gaze was held by adult men who saw us as sexual objects from the moment we exited toddlerhood. Even amid salacious rumors, like the one that circulated middle schools saying Victoria's Secret had cameras in the dressing rooms, and scandals.
Yo, what's crazy is I remember that rumor. This was before the internet. So you got to remember, like, for a rumor to hit like that, and there was a few of them, man. But I remember that one too. Oh, man.
like Abercrombie selling thongs to their tween customers, it was easy to see these stores and their products as just part of the youth-obsessed culture of the 90s and 2000s. We didn't know what we know now. These men had an...
That's what I'm saying. Like, we lived long enough to expose these creeps. And for anybody who's wondering, like, why we talk about it, why we're calling for justice, why we won't tolerate this shit, is because this has been a many decades long fucking scam. It's a long con. And some of you voted for their pervert ringleader who's protecting them all right now into the highest office of the land. And that's what he's doing. He's breaking the law and protecting them. And most of us are like, nah, we had enough. We don't want to be run by these demons. We don't. You didn't either last year until you found out your lead demon was the one. So we ain't going to shut up until all these motherfuckers are in prison.
outsized influence on society's demonization of women's aging, pushing the ideal body type of flat stomachs, perky breasts, smooth skin, hairless bodies, things we didn't realize were shaped by their pedophilic standards. The devastating truth is that they weren't just grooming kids on the island, on the plane, on the ranch. They were grooming all of us.
That is horrifying, the way she puts that together. Generations. Because I think we could include Gen X was definitely, they were a little older, but the elder millennials, the zennials, the millennials, and then into whatever's after millennial, Gen Z, they caught the tail end of it. And now they're here for the the reckoning, which we're all hoping happens, you know? So imagine, we know what we didn't know then. What do we not know now that we'll find out years later? It's a worldwide network. It is. Imagine being such a loser, you hang out in a chat you don't even like. People always do that though. They're like, I'm out of here. And then they'll keep chatting. I think it's just they're lonely. That's why we have an incel epidemic here in America. You know, these males go to 4chan or 8chan or Reddit or whatever. They're looking for camaraderie. They're looking for a comrade. But the thing is a lot of them are infused with hate, you know. And that's really what repels people is the hatred. And it's not the right kind of hate, because anger can be a gift. Thank you, Zach De La Roca, Rage Against the Machine. Anger can be a gift when it's funneled and directed at the right things. And there are right things to be mad at, this being one of them. You know, the worldwide network of creeps that owned everything, bought the politicians' silence, paid justice officials off with our tax money, stayed out of prison, had no trouble, didn't get stripped of any titles, kept their jobs, maybe relieved with pay. And that's something you can focus your anger on, rightfully so. You know, to the party that wanted to protect the kids. But I just think, you know, they're too simple. They're simple-minded. So they want to identify with red, blue, black, white, which we're going to get into. We're going to get into the racism of America because it's Valentine's Day. And on Valentine's Day, I like to crush racism. Okay? All right, so thank God for Rascal Fats. Is he, you know, blues guy? I don't know, Rascal Fat. Sounds like a great blues musician. What is her name? I gotta save. It's something. It's Ilena, ILEANA.Justine on TikTok. I'm sure if you just look up millennials, Victoria's Secret, Les Wexner, Epstein Files on TikTok, you'll find this. Spread the love. Happy Valentine's. MAGA has no love, just hate. Yeah, that's kind of true. They breed and feed off of it. But we love people here. We want people to be able to express themselves, pursue their happiness, have health care, have a home, have food, not struggle, many vacations a year. You only do better at work. Your work performance only goes up if you have time off. We talked about, I think it was Denmark. recognized as a medical condition burnout and gives you 2 years of burnout pay, 70% from your job if you're feeling burnout. Why can't we have that shit here? You know? So, oh, thank you, Infinity Rose. There once was a lady named Bright who could travel faster than light. She left one day in a relative way and returned the preceding night. I love a good limerick. For 4 years, you were hating every day. Again, Pat, welcome. I know you were born last night, but yeah, you hate the perverts. Go to prison and tell them you support Donald Trump and everything him and his friend Jeff Epstein did. And they'll show you what kind of hatred gets directed at these people. You know? We consider, in the world I live in, children to be respected and protected. And you don't give a fuck. So we hate people like that. Rightfully so. Anybody who would hurt a child, we would hate you. And Donald Trump is one of them. He is one of them. Joe Rogan's like this close. He's waking up. Joe Rogan's gone woke. I just played the audio. But he's waking up, baby. Joe Rogan is like, I don't know what it is, but they're redacting billionaire names. We'll get to the bottom of this. I love how Joe Rogan plays so fucking dumb. He's such a moron. He can't even play dumb smartly. By the way, did you guys see the leaked images of the non-redacted black book? You know, Epstein's black book. And did you see all the numbers for Trump? I don't want to show it, but it disappeared. But Trump had his New York Fifth Avenue home, a second home number, Wilson something to call. It was like his butler. Then he had like 2 Mar-a-Lago numbers in there. He had a car phone. I love that they called it a car phone because that's how old this book is. Because if you don't know, people before cell phones, you could have a phone like installed in your car. I don't really know how it worked, but you could have a phone in your car. And Donald Trump in the black book, it said car next to the number. And I thought, damn, that's something that don't exist no more. But I wish it did, you know? You'd be like, I'm sorry, I had stepped away from my car. I couldn't take your call. But yeah, you can find all that. If you still don't believe that, you know, Donald and Jeff were tight since the beginning. I want to show you some memes. That's what I want to do. Oh, and this is what this girl was talking about. All those brands, right? Look at that. L Brands, Limited 2, Bath Body Works, White Barn, Victoria's Secret, Pink, Abercrombie Fitch, Abercrombie Kids, shouldn't be allowed once we know what we know, Hollister, Henry Brands Express, La Senza, I never even heard of that. He funded Easton Mall. Oh my God. When I say this is evil, this evil is women into the fabric of our everyday lives. Woven into the fabric of our everyday. This is what it is. Man. Les Wexner started them or had major financial ties to all those brands. Now, if you're old enough, you know we shopped at shit like this. Listen, I remember shopping at Chess King. Chess King was one of the coolest stores, not owned by Les Wexner. I don't believe it exists anymore. If there's one by you, you tell me. You tell me. I have an order for you. You know, we shopped at places like this, man. Damn, you went to Chess King, you were looking good that Monday. Okay? Okay? We had Structure. Anybody remember Structure? These do not exist anymore. I hate to break it to you. We had Sam Goody. We would own our media. I know, young kids, what's that like? You have to rent everything nowadays. You have to rent a license on Amazon. You're renting the license of the movie. If Amazon loses the license, you don't own the movie. They still get your money. You don't own the movie. I talked about that news story here. Someone sued them over it. Just to go a little farther down memory lane, remember this? Anybody remember the Warner Brothers store? Because I'll tell you what, if you were a child of the 90s and you saw someone wearing this shirt, they were looking fucking fresh, okay? Kids, if you don't know what this shirt is, this was hot commodity in the early 90s, okay? Hot commodity. And look at how fucking rad these shirts were. These were amazing shirts. Hold on. Look at this one over here. That rooster guy with the drug rug. I mean, this was... We had style back then. Now everything's generic. Same old, same old. Oh, I forgot. I got some great Fox News for you. You want to hear a real spit? Sam Goody was my jam back in the day. Yeah, Sam Goody. Does everybody remember Strawberries, Coconuts, Tower Records, Sam Goody? There was another one. It was initials. Oh, what were the initials? It was just initials. You could go in. I remember because... You're not going to believe this, but we used to walk into a store and you couldn't like hear the music. So if you didn't know the album, but they would have these setups where you could put on headphones and listen to different tracks and be like, I think I'll get this, you know, because it was like $16 for a CD and I think $9.99, $8.99 for a cassette. Jess, he's a friendly. Take it easy. Uh-oh. Who's a friendly? Uh-oh. I just caught that. Hold on. Who's a friendly? Oh, no. Listen, Infinity, don't. He already got his other. Maybe we solved it. Maybe Jess was good. Hey, Infinity is, he's a friendly, like Edward said. He's being sarcastic. I don't know what he's saying, but I don't think he's saying anything wrong. But he's a friendly. These people that claim they're from Boston and they're MAGAs or they want to protect these people, you're not. You're not. You're not. You're not. You know nothing about this working class union town who stands up to fucking bullies. So just shut your mouth and move on. Or go do your own live stream. Hey, I got an idea. If you're claiming to be from Boston, just go outside. What are you claiming to be from Southeast? Just go down to fucking D Street, okay? Why don't you just take a video down there at the harbor? I fucking love these people. Bunch of tough guys with no avatars. Get the fuck out of my live. Hit the like button. Alrighty. All right, Jess. Infinity's good peeps. He just talks. I love it. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. I like the way you think. I always say follow Jesus, but don't follow the church. Hey, listen, I like the way you think. Alrighty. And look at this one. What's the name of this band? Destiny's Child Traffickers? Yeah, Jesus does not support any of these cross-wearing dimbos, you know? These absolute psychopaths that have zero regard for human life aren't following the teachings of, Christ, who said, love your neighbor unselfishly. So, I don't know who gets fooled by that, but simpletons probably. The church worships money and the devil. I would agree 100%. The No Spice Girls. Oh, man. I don't know. That's a good one, too. The No Spice Girls, Destiny's Child Traffickers. There's got to be an ice reference in there, too. Hold on. Who is talking? Faded Light XX. Oh, by the way, since we got a Clippy in here, we got a Clippy. I love seeing the Clippy avatars. Let me show you. I created Clippy's cousin for when you're reading the Epstein files. Hold on. Oh, wait. We got a lot of fam in here. We got Jess and Dusty. Look at this. This one's for you guys. I go to take the recycling out the other day, and the box was closed, and I reached my hand in to grab it by the side because it wasn't closed like shut. It was just, almost closed. And I go to grab by the side, and I feel fur. So I jumped because I was like, what the f did I just grab? And I opened the box, and look who went to sleep in the box. These fucking black cats, man. I am telling you, black cats are horrifying. They just appear everywhere. And I thought I was innocently taking out recycling, went to grab the box, felt fur, jumped for my life because I was like, why am I touching fur? Not realizing, oh my God, this black cat somehow crept into the box and went to sleep. Is that not fucking hilarious? Fucking hilarious. But sorry, I'll get back to it. I created Clippy's cousin. I wanted to show you. His name is Naughty. This is Naughty, Clippy's cousin. He comes out and helps you when you're reading the Epstein files. So, where's Faded Light XX? So you got the Clippy avatar, so I wanted to show you. Black cats are the sweetest. You've met some different black cats than I own. Because, well, she is sweet. She just, I don't know what the word is. Very reserved. So, wanted to show, what is it? Faded Light. Faded Light. And then since Jess and Dusty are here, wanted to show you guys how to take a picture. Said, never gonna believe it. This cat just appears where I'm doing stuff. Motherfucker. And to everybody who's talking shit about Boston, I'm pretty sure Ken Casey, from the south of Boston, who, started to dropkick Murphys. He's been fighting Nazis since 1996. Does a lot of working class songs. All his music's political. Yeah, you want to talk shit about Boston? Go ahead. Talking about Ken Casey, who's fucking, the epitome of Boston and protesting all this bullshit right now. He's more of a man than you'll ever be. You little cucks in the fucking comments talking shit, won't do your own video, won't show your face, you fucking freaks. Look at this. I refuse to cede control of this planet to people who can't even get a fucking decent haircut. And then I love the comments. If you're not on Twitter, don't. It's a white supremer waste space. But the comment says, sir, the first man is Beetlejuice. He cannot visit a barber. Also, please never say his name 3 times. The second man, well, that's a hair transplant. Perhaps a good haircut is not possible for him. If you don't know, that's Alex Karp, CEO of Palantir, wants you all gone, and in the worst way possible. And this is the other one who's poisoning the water. Poisoning the water. Don't believe me? Let me just play this news clip. It's only a minute. He's poisoning your Texas water, okay?
Concerns over a Tesla plant in Texas with a crew working on a drainage ditch discovering what appeared to be a pipe connected to the Tesla plant discharging black wastewater. Officials said that it was coming from Tesla's lithium refinery in Robstown, a first of its kind plant in the country, and Tesla has a state permit to discharge up to 230,000 gallons of wastewater per day, but they still need permission from property owners to do that. The drainage district says that Tesla never asked permission to run that pipe across their easement.
They think they're above the law. This is what happens when you don't stand up to bullies. And these wealthy, entitled brats are bullies. When you don't stand up to them, they just dig a tunnel across everybody's property and dump it into your fresh water. Look at that. Joe Rogan, this is in your backyard. Are you going to have Elon on the podcast and be like, bro, why would you be done? Like, if you're a genius, inventor, trillionaire, you can't come up with a better way to get rid of your waste than to just dump it into your neighbor's fresh water? I don't know. Doesn't seem very genius-like to me. I think you'd be in the lab coming up with some kind of fucking filtration system or something. Because he's a fraud. Elon Musk is a fraud and he hates you and he wants to poison your water. That's what this is. That's what this is. He has no regard for human life, and he's poisoning our most treasured fucking natural resource. Good God.
This discharge taking place into that ditch, and it was very dark and murky. I would say it was actually black. We should have known, and our guys should not have had to go out there to do their work, and then all of a sudden be met with that. A major concern now is if the wastewater going into a nearby creek and eventually a bay, as officials say that would impact the local population. As for Tesla, it has not responded to requests for comment.
Yeah, because Tesla operates outside the law. Thank you, MAGA. Thank you, MAGA. Thanks. Because, when Trump put him as the Doge idiot or whatever. I don't know what the official title was. Secretary of messing shit up and stealing your data. I don't know what the official title was. I'm just off the cuff, you know. But when he did that, you know what he did? He got rid of the people who were filing lawsuits against his company for us, the people in government who are actually working for us that were investigating him. He got rid of all them. So now he just goes, well, I can do this, and who the fuck's going to find out? Who's going to investigate me? No one. Because they're all Epstein's friends. Okay, I got to play this Fox News for Use. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on, I got to find this Fox. Here it is. Now, this is hilarious, because if you want to learn what a spin is, if you want to learn how the media lies to your face with no remorse, yeah, the Biden administration, just look up Lena Khan. Just look up Lena Khan. She's the one who made Elon, Mark Zuckerberg, and who else is Butthole Pucker? Lena Khan. Look her up. This just shows how you know absolutely fucking nothing. Lena Khan was doing God's work for the people. Lena Khan. Go look her up. Okay? You fucking dolt. Here. Who was that person? Whoever that was, I'm going to show you what they watch for news. This is what a good part of the country thinks is real news. Even though in court, Fox News, owned by Australian Rupert Murdoch, Australian billionaire, tells these people what to say. Even though Fox News has been in court documents saying nobody would take no one would take us seriously. These are court documents. They defended themselves by saying we're like entertainment. We're opinion entertainment pieces. This is not news, but they still get to keep that there. So people that were like him, in the comments, not understanding who Lena Khan is, that she worked for the people, that she was scaring these billionaires so much, they were like, we got to get rid of this bitch. She's going to ruin our dumping black sludge into the fresh water whole gambit we've got going on. You know, because they don't care. They're like, oh, we drink crystal water from the fucking Arctic that we have flown in every hour. You know, so they don't care about your local resources because they'll just purchase the land and sap the water from underneath like Poland Springs and Nestle did. But this guy that was saying that had no idea what Lena Khan was doing, this is what he considers news. I want you to watch this closely, okay? Because this is shocking that people turn on their TV and think this is any kind of fucking news. This is a disgrace. And in a fucking civilized society, this wouldn't be allowed on TV. You could show boobs, you could say fuck, but this would be banned.
And it looks like he's mostly just a fixer, a guy who advises. He helps people with their problems. Sometimes those problems.
If you missed it, he's talking about Epstein. I'm gonna pull this back. I'll turn it up a little bit. Epstein. This is who Jessica Waters is talking about. If your parents, grandparents, uncle that you don't talk to, cousins, watch this shit, reach out to them. Be like, hey, are you okay? Is your brain feeling a little scrambled? You know, shut the fucking TV off. And maybe just cut the cable on them, you know? Just put them on Netflix or something. I don't know. It's not any better, but it's better than this. So he's talking about Epstein.
And it looks like he's mostly just a fixer, a guy who advises. He helps people with their problems. Sometimes those problems are, you need a girl. And
there's another word for that. Hold on. I know he's trying to spin it hard. Like, hey, he's just, who didn't see that? What's that show? Ray Donovan? Who didn't see Ray Donovan? You know, Epstein was just like a Ray Donovan, but if you needed a girl. There's another word for that, a legal term, trafficking children. This is pretending to be news. This guy is paid millions of, by the way, he's the heiress to Better Homes and Garden. You know that magazine? He's the heiress. He's not some working class schlub who fucking worked his way up, getting coffees, being a gopher. No, he's the heiress to Better Homes and Garden, okay? He's wealth upon wealth. Never knew what egg cost. Groceries was a Middle Ages word. Like, this is not your friend. This is the Epstein Class fucking spin artist. He's the PR guy for the Epstein Class. And that's why he's saying this stuff. That he's going, Epstein was just like a fixer, man. You ever seen Ray Donovan? Great show, love Leap. Anyways, he was just like a fixer if you needed, I don't know, girls. Notice he even says fucking girls. He doesn't say women. And you're watching this like it's goddamn news? We need a takeover of the airwaves, man. Anybody remember that show? I think it came out of Boston where the kids took over the TV station and they made like wholesome fucking shows that kids could watch. Like, we need to do that, man. Like in Portlandia when they took MTV back. Oh, goddamn. I'm just going to play this again. I can't fucking believe this is legal in America. America, go watch British or Irish TV. They can show a boob. They can say like twat. You know, they have so much freer TV, and Americans are like, oh, we're the freest. No, you're the freest to be propagandized. You're the freest to be played fucking medical TV, fucking, you know, guy throwing a football through a tire. Do you need some Cialis? That's what you're the freest to be, exploited. Watch European TV. They show boobies. They say words like cunt grimace. I don't know. I don't know what British slang is. I'm assuming cunt grimace is one of them. But that's freedom. You know, to not be censored on TV. Meanwhile, they're feeding you this fucking garbage? Are you kidding me? By the way, I know this video is gonna get demonetized, so if you could just support the channel, hit subscribe. I understand. It's getting demonetized. I know, I can't say cunt grimace on YouTube because it's America. If I was in Ireland, I'd be able to say it. I'm not sure what that word even means. I'm just guessing it's slang over there. When will the Trump files fully be released? Weird wording for that, but probably never, you know, because Donald Trump's all over them, so they can't, you know, they gotta wait till he eats that Big Mac in the sky or whatever. Boobs on TV is not good. You're missing my point. You're missing my point. You're missing the point. This on TV. Let me play this for you. This spin artist for Epstein and Friends, Epstein and Company, is worse than seeing a boob on TV. Okay, that's the point. That's the point. This is poisoning your mind. A boob is art. Okay,
And it looks like
it's God's art. Okay, don't you shame God. He made the boob. Okay, it's Valentine's Day. We could talk about this stuff. It's okay, guys. It's okay. We're all adults here.
And it looks like he's mostly just a fixer, a guy who advises. He helps people with their problems. Sometimes those problems are, you need a girl.
You need a girl. He doesn't even say a woman. He says you need a girl. So Epstein was just apparently a fixer, and if you had a problem like you need a girl, he would do that? How is this legal? And to the person who said a boob is not good, how is this better? How is a fucking national TV show that claims to be news, even though in court they defended themselves as entertainment, saying, guys, Epstein was just like a fixer. If you needed a girl, you just fix that problem for you. It's called trafficking. That's literally what we're upset about. And you're spinning this how? But there are some people who are so dumb that are just like, yeah, that's it. He was just like Ray Donovan. Just a fixer, man. That was it. All on the up and up. That's why Jesse said girls. Again, I fucking hate the media. It is compromised. It is not your friend. These people are paid millionaires. This is the heiress to Better Homes and Gardens. Don't believe me? Go look it up. I made a whole video on him. He's a fucking punk. He's just the new mouthpiece, you know? Tucker had a white supremacist writer, and they were like, we can't, you know, that's a little too much. I mean, I'm sure today the whole fucking writing room is probably that. You know, Sean, what was his name? Bill O'Reilly had accusations, had to get out. Didn't Sean Hannity even have an accusation? I think he's back. It's like he's just next. He was the next heiress in line to be the mouthpiece, to speak to dumb America, who just wants to hate something. You know, mostly it's a color, whether it's black or blue. They just want to hate something. It's different than me and I gotta hate it. There's no thought process. There's no fucking complexity to them. They just think Jesus wants me to really hate the other team. You know, Jesus was a team guy. He loved Texas high school football. Fucking losers.
And
Or some penicillin.
or
some penicillin. Like, that's a joke on Bill Gates needing that to drug his wife. I don't know, because he was going to secretly give it to her. I mean, this is like a Dateline episode. This is like the first 48, man. And people are taking this like it's news. God damn.
If you need it, he's got it.
He's a sex rabbi.
Greg Gutfield, you are not funny, but a sex rabbi? Who said a boob is not good on TV, but would back this? I don't think you were backing this, but now do you see my reference point? Like in Europe, they're like, hey, we're not going to censor a boob, or you can say cunt grimace, or whatever is slang in, the UK. I don't know. What's slang in Ireland? I don't know. I don't know their slang. They're mad lads. Different language. But like, I'm more okay with that than this. Than Rupert Murdoch allowing this to happen just because they're all millionaires and billionaires, pushing this out to the old and elderly and stupid, pretending like this is, I don't know, okay? Imagine if someone you love was affected by Epstein, and these people are saying this.
You should perform at the halftime show next year.
Yes. Well, that won't be happening.
Yep.
Something happened at a jail.
Hanging from a noose.
We need to take over the airwaves. We need to take our televisions back from these fucking millionaires. Gutfield is a loser. He's such a fucking loser. I need my naughty. And in times like these, we don't go to Clippy. This new generation has naughty. When we're going through the Epstein files, naughty jumps out and says, hey there, I see you need some help with justice. Oh, man. I'm sorry, that Fox News, because people really watch that. People really think Jessica Waters, the heiress to fucking Better Homes and Gardens, is like serving the public by delivering news. When it's just all bullshit spin and fucking, greed disguised as like what's good for you is good for the Epstein class. And these people gobble it up like, like they were at Mar-a-Lago eating hot dogs the long way. Yeah, I feel that. Oh God, when I don't even know if I can do this racist dude in Congress. I don't even know. I don't know if I have the spirit in me to do it. Oh, look at the Clippy. Thank you for the gift, man. Thank you for the gift. The faded light. Appreciate you. The long way. Yo, they eat corn the long way. None of these Epstein class people have a gag reflex. They were all bragging about it. I eat corn the long way. Whoop. I like warning labels. Fox should have to put a warning label. We've lost several lawsuits saying we're not allowed to do the news, but we're here to entertain. Listen, I'm not even content with that. I appreciate the moderate take, but I am so far left radical woke that I just think they should be taken off the air. Just fucking take them all off the air. Make them, and ban them from like the airwaves, like what, Wi-Fi, fucking TV, AM, FM. Like, you, Fox News, get the fuck out of this country. Go to Rupert Murdoch's fucking house and do this. Do a closed circuit broadcast at Rupert Murdoch's house. I am sick of Fox News. They are poisoning old people, poisoning stupid people, poisoning people who don't want to bother reading or understanding how anything in this fucking world works. That when Jessica Waters is breaking down, literally saying, Epstein was just a fixer, guys. If you had a problem, like you needed a girl, he said, a girl, not a woman. He said a girl. That's a fucking indictment. You know what I mean? Like, how you get to go on the news and say, Epstein just fixed stuff for people. Like, if you need a girl, should be criminal. Show boobs all you want on TV. I don't give a shit. Prime time, I don't care. Say, whatever kind of slang word you want, but pull this shit off the air right now. How they keep a license, how they are allowed to do this is very easily defined in who runs the FCC and who runs this country. It's the Epstein class, and they love it. They're probably all watching this, laughing, laugh. Look, he's even saying it to their faces. They're too dumb to fucking get it. They're too dumb to fucking get it. He's defending us, saying Epstein was a fixer. You don't believe me? Let me play it again. This is what's happening on Fox News in America. Americans, are you not livid? I don't give a shit if you're red, blue, green, rainbow. I do not fucking care. There's two teams, the Epstein class and the people. That's it. That's all there ever will be. And until the people fucking stand the fuck up and say, enough with this bullshit, it's going to continue. Stand up to bullies.
It looks like he's mostly just a fixer, a guy who advises. He helps people with their problems. Sometimes those problems are, you need a girl.
You need a girl. And then they laugh. They're laughing in your face. They're laughing in your face about this. These fucking skanks. Bunch of skanks. I'm on a mission from God, okay? To vanquish the skanks and heathens. And any member of Destiny's Child traffickers. We're on a mission from God, folks. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Join me every single weekday. Sometimes on the weekends. Is that Jeffrey Epstein's closest friend? I don't know. Is Jessica Waters in the file? The right going full circle now and defending and protecting the sun is crazy. It is. Infinity, it is. No fixer required. He was the hub. He was the hub. He was the hub. Twatsies. That's right. Good to see you, Jessica. Good to see you. A bunch of twatsies. Oh. Look at this. Look at this. I love showing you stuff from Twitter, even though I hate that fucking website. Trump attacked Thomas Massie, which, by the way, if you didn't see Thomas Massie, I didn't even want to take a picture of the tweet, but he's like, I'm okay, I'm healthy, I can swim. He was tweeting this because Thomas Massie is pushing to have these unredacted, fully released, I hate that language, Epstein files, right? That's crazy that a sitting senator has to make a statement like that. Like, I am healthy, nothing's wrong with me, I'm not feeling depressed. That's crazy, right? Everybody get that? You shouldn't be left or blue here. Remember, it's not left or right. This is up and down. This is a class war. It's crazy that one of them that's trying to do the right thing has to make a statement like that. But I want you to notice the pattern. Just like I showed you the pattern with Donald Trump back in the early 90s, where he was harboring child tennis stars at his casino, where he was fined for having someone underage, and that at his Mar-a-Lago estate. So these are patterns. What we're looking for, folks, is patterns. You know, we're looking for patterns of suspect behavior. And we found one. Trump attacked Rep. Thomas Massie, the lawmaker pushing to force the release of the Epstein files, calling him a loser who should see a psychiatrist. Notice the pattern. Not angry at Epstein. Wished Ghislaine well and then moved her to a camp. Not angry at abusers. Not angry at cover-ups. Angry at the guy demanding transparency. Ask yourself why. I know MAGA can't do that kind of reflection, but I still read this in hopes that they do. In the quiet time alone, when they're thinking about how the world has turned and left them here, great Weezer song, you know, maybe they'll understand that it's not the poor people who are running everything and making these laws. It's not the workers who are determining how expensive shit is. It's the people who own everything, including the politicians. Wake the fuck up. Yeah, Thomas Massie calling out Bondi was, listen, we went over a lot of the Bondi stuff the other day. If you didn't see the video, it should be uploaded in the lives. But yeah. He's a representative. Oh, okay. I don't know what the fuck he is. I don't, listen, I don't pay attention to none of these motherfuckers. Their titles are all arbitrary to me. Representative, senator, it's all bogus. You know what I want to see? I want to see who's paying you. Like, what is it? Robin Williams or George Carlin said, I think it was Robin Williams. He said they should dress like NASCAR, have jackets on. They should have the full fucking fireproof suit. And everybody who sponsored them should be fucking stickered all over them because their titles are arbitrary. Arbitrary. They mean nothing because when they start implementing laws or pushing for stuff that does not look like it works for the people, you know there's someone behind them that's pushing them, or sorry, paying them to do it. So until we figure out a new system, you know, they're titled. And listen, in this Epstein fucking environment, none of their title. President means nothing. President of what? The Epstein files? Get the fuck out of here. Top cop Pam Bondi? Are you kidding me? I watched that bitch commit perjury and just walk out of the room. Like, you're not law enforcement. You're not the top cop if you break the law. I'm sorry. It's not how it works, bitch. I'm sorry. That's just common sense. So, but I appreciate you correcting me, because some people value that, or not value, but, you know, want that stuff correct. Me, no. Nope. No corporate money. Yeah, corporate, we should just tax. You know how everyone's like, oh, if you tax corporations, they'll leave. Yes, let's tax them. Make them go to other countries and fucking do this shit. Other countries won't put up with us. Americans have too much internet or TV. And for those who don't know, that quote, Google is your friend, is a Thomas Jefferson quote about the tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time. YouTube alone, let me post the whole thing. Oh, okay. Post it in the comments after. I don't know what it is, but. Oh my God. Thomas Massey didn't vote against the SAVE Act. He voted against changing the rules. You do some reading, fucking dummy. God damn. I hate when people come in here defending the Epstein files under the guise of something else, you know? No. Donald Trump is not mad at the Epstein files, which he said didn't exist, were Democratic hoax. Don't want anybody talking about them, or you're stupid or a weakling. No. It's about the SAVE. Like, you sound fucking, you know, like elementary at best. Elementary, my dear fucking Tardson. Yes. Magamo, the U.S. taxes by citizenship, so they just can't leave and renounce citizenship. They have to pay taxes on unrealized gain. Make them pay taxes on all of it. That's what I'm saying. Yes. Where is it? Ah, Sugar Ray Leonard. Hold on, give me a second. I know I got it right here. Yes. This is what we want. I had to scribble out 20 and put 66 because 20 is fucking, you know, that's 1990 money. Come on, man. We're going to have a trillionaire, and some of you are like, $15 is too much for burger flippers. Fucking world you living in. We're about to have a trillionaire, man. Get with the fucking times. God. But yeah, this is what we want. Tax all those unrealized gains. Tax all that loan collateral. Tax it. And give it back to the people. Redistributing wealth. Hold on. Did I pull it up? Did I not? I don't want to do this racist guy. I just don't. I don't think I have it in me. Mr. Jeremy Carl, probably known as Hot Carl. I don't think I can do it. I just don't think. I want to expose it and cover it, but I just don't know if I have the heart to fucking hear this absolute garbage come out of this garbage's mouth. I don't want to listen to garbage coming out of garbage, you know? I just don't. This was an interesting point the internet made. The quicker we come to terms with the fact that with the reality that Pam Blondie is just Donald Trump's Ghislaine Maxwell, the sooner we'll make sense of all of it. Makes sense. At expanding the Supreme Court, I say we just, Julian, good to see you. I say we disband the Supreme Court. They've shown themselves to not be very supreme unless they were representing a supremacist class. So disband it. Again, I just go back to the old quote. When institutions fail, you don't reform them, you fucking replace them. I know, that's shocking. But I can imagine during the revolutionary times, right, in 1773 to 1775, right, leading up to Lexington and Concord, I can imagine there were people like Sam Adams who failed at every business, but he was an amazing organizer, and he would go to the bars and the pubs in Boston, and he'd be like, are you guys down for this, you know, this bullshit the king's trying to throw at us? And people were like, nah, not really, you know? And there were some people that thought Sam was crazy. They were like, you hear fucking Sam Adams talking about, like, going against the king? What kind of nonsense is that? Like, what a psycho, you know? He's talking about liberty and pursuit of happiness. No, they weren't saying that at the time. But you get my point. I use that language so Americans can recognize what I'm talking about. And people probably thought these Sons of Liberty, the original organizers of the revolution, because the revolution was a union movement, okay? They had to organize their communities to unite against the king. Anyways, for all those non-union people, corporate lackeys. Just so you know, there were people at the time that were called loyalists. They sided with the redcoats that side with the red hats now. And they thought they were crazy. So I'm fine with people being like, this guy's talking about disbanding the Supreme Court. Yeah, it failed the people. It's failed the people many, many times over. We need something new. I don't know what it is. There's greater minds than mine. I'm more of the Sam Adams of this movement. I'm the one who's saying, hit subscribe, join me in our virtual pub where us sons and daughters and people of liberty come together and we go, hey, this fucking system is only working for the Epstein class. Like if you went into court and perjured yourself, they'd be walking you out in handcuffs. The top cop went and did it and she just walked out and got paid our tax money. We paid her to do that. We paid her to lie to us. So I'm one of the ones who's like, hey guys, what are you thinking? Ixnay on this government, eh? You know, what are you guys thinking? Sassimo, what's up? Trump is slurping his way to his cemetery. I can't wait to read that big, beautiful obituary. I can't wait. But who are the chiefs? Is that spelled wrong? They met at the Green Dragon Tavern before the Tea Party. Who were the chiefs that met there? Do you know specific names? That is spelled wrong. It is I before E. Sorry, that old grammatical rule. Who are the chiefs? It doesn't say in the literature. Oh. Oh, well. Oh, so you're sending me on a never-ending rabbit hole? Jeez, thanks. Thanks. To meet our chiefs at the Green Dragon. The Boulder of Ear. For liberty and laws, our country braves and firm defenders shall ne'er. I love how they don't say never and they cut out the V. Ne'er be left by true North Enders fighting freedom's cause. To meet our chiefs at the Green Dragon. Is the chiefs? Hold on. So the chiefs, I'm guessing, who my family took part in as dressing up as Mohawks and dumping the king's tea into the harbor. I'm guessing they were referencing chiefs as a decoy. That's what I'm guessing. What is your guess? I'd love to know. I'd love to know. I'm guessing they're using that as a, I don't know what the language would be, aside from a decoy. Because then after when they had the Boston Harbor, they dressed up as Mohawk natives and threw the tea over the harbor or into the harbor. And for everybody who's against protesting and says like, do it with a sign nicely on the streets like Fox News, just so you know, those are the people who would have been like, I can't believe they dumped tea in the harbor. They destroyed the king's tea. That was good tea. They were loyalists to the crown, just like today. The parallels are amazing. The parallels are eerie when you fucking know your history. Because anybody who's like, you shouldn't be protesting in the street. You should be quietly with a sign. You're like, you understand you were the fucking cucks who got mad at the Sons of Liberty for dumping the king's tea in the harbor. You were like, you should just write him a letter. Like, that's what we have again. 250 years later, these people are fucking reenacting being loyalists to the crown. It's unreal. Just go read your history. Like, who's that? Age of Crocodilia Scent? They probably know. They probably understand. I protested today. Amazing. Solidarity. Oh, that's a good Valentine's Day. Take your loved one out to a protest. I keep forgetting it's Valentine's. I gotta go. Pink Fur drug prices are down 1,500%. Wait, Pink Fur stopped by? Where's Pink Fur? I didn't see Pink Fur. Oh, there you are, Pink Fur. The Dow is up and rent is down. Nothing's good enough for you. The drug prices are 600% lower. What more do you people want? And then Edward comes in. He's like, it's actually 1,500% lower. We're there. By the way, to all my MAGA friends, we're not friends, but you know, to all the MAGAs that love to troll the comments. Did you guys see anything on Valentine's sale for 1,500 off? You know, they paid you 1,400% of the price to take it. No? Okay. Interesting. I keep waiting to see sales where anything's more than 100% off, and it just hasn't existed yet. But, you know, MAGA firmly believes in it because, you know, they're dumb. Because they watch Fox News. All right. Hold on. I need a fucking light on in here. By the way, there's 100 and something people in here. Have you all hit subscribe? Because if not, I'm gonna be pissed. Thank you, Pink Fur, for the 99 cents. Appreciate you. Love you. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Where is my thank you, Junior 22 Hon. Where's my $2,000 Doge check? I believe there were $5,000 Doge checks. I believe the 2,000 was a tariff rebate. So no one's gotten. You notice how it's just they just throw stuff at the wall so MAGA can yell about it with no backing, not coming to fruition, never happening. But it's just food for the little baby birds. You know, this guy and this lady and Elon Musk, they chew up the food, they regurgitate it, and MAGA just goes out and spreads it like little lies. And Fox News does it. It's just all bullshit because none of that is coming. None of it. I don't know. Instead of $2,000 tariff checks, how about just no tariffs, you fucking idiot? Thank you, Yogi Bear. It's good to see Yogi Bear too. Just let me say that, you know, as an elder millennial, it's good to see the original Yogi Bear, not the TJ Miller remake. The original. It's 600% off everything. Pink Fur, I love that you're staying steady with that 600. And thank you, Yogi, for the $1 super chat. I appreciate it. You guys support this channel. Okay? That's it. You guys do. So it means the world to me. And if you believe in the cause and you want us to be, this can be our little own Green Dragon Tavern where we're sparking, we're organizing and sparking, igniting the sparks of liberty again, where we say, you know what? The Supreme Court's not really working for us. Replace it. Government's not really working for us, replace it. And if you think I'm crazy and out of my mind, let me just show you somebody who everybody reveres. Donald Trump claimed he was the new Abe Lincoln. This is Abe Lincoln saying it. So don't call me crazy. I'm just saying, hey, if Abe Lincoln said so, I got to listen to Abe, man. He was honest, you know. He was honest. So he says, this country with its institutions belongs to the people who inhabit it. Whenever they shall grow weary, and I am fucking weary. Abe, you could say I'm beyond weary with this Epstein class, but we'll take weary. Whenever they shall grow weary of the existing government, they can exercise their constitutional right of amending it, or their revolutionary right to dismember or overthrow it. Honest Abe Lincoln, 1860 something. I can't read the date. Thomas Story 823, thank you for the $2 super chat. I really do appreciate it, guys, because if I can do this full time, that's the goal. To all those haters that say, why don't you shut up? I'll never shut up. This is our Green Dragon. We are organizing a new liberty movement in the pursuit of happiness, and happiness means we're not worried about what egg costs. Housing is secured. We have health care. We're working 3 days a week, and those billionaires that want to brag about how much they want to work, they can work fucking 7 days. Let the billionaires work 7 days a week. I don't want to. I want to try to make music and shit. Pink Fur, thank you for the 99 cents super chat. Appreciate you. Sounds insurrectionist. Hey, to a MAGA, it would, you know. MAGA says, just be obedient, folks. You disregard what Abraham Lincoln said. You don't listen to any forefathers unless it aligns with our white supremacist takes. Oh, what's up, Canada in the house? Jennifer, Thank you for the 20 Canadian. Love Canada. You guys wouldn't let me into the country for 7 years. It was just a couple of charges that I had to fight off. Nothing big, nothing big. I'm allowed back now. Love the country. It's beautiful. Love your channel from a Canadian that can't stop watching your country, probably because I'm scared. I'm horrified too. I got to be honest, Jennifer. Thank you so much for that super chat. Because again, most of these videos lately have been demonetized. I'm bringing you the news raw, and we're breaking it down, especially the language they use, because I need people to comprehend how they're manipulating you. How when you see in Congress, they tell the top cop she's ignoring the law. Rep Massey, or Rep Raskin, old Rascal Raskin, he said, Pam Blondie is ignoring the law. And I thought, that's an interesting language, because anytime I've had an interaction with a cop, I'm not ignoring the law, I'm breaking it. So it's weird how they excuse the top cop. They hold her to a different standard. Jessica, thank you for the goat, for goating me. Appreciate you. And guys, I couldn't do this without you. I remember I would do this live to 0 people. There's a few that came in after a few months of doing this who have been here since almost the beginning, forever, and I love them forever for it. But now that we've built this community, our little Green Dragon Tavern here in Boston, where we're sparking off some sparks of liberty again, it's a beautiful thing to see people come together, and it's a beautiful thing to be supported by you, and I'm eternally grateful, because as soon as this snowballs, skyrockets off the ground, we're pushing for this. This is not the mainstream narrative. I know some people think, oh, Joe Rogan's counterculture, he's underground. He's not, he's mainstream. He's got Peter Thiel on. Look at the Joe Rogan, it's like the Epstein experience. He's funded by billionaires. I told you, when he gets off the air, he goes to dinner with those folks, okay? And they're not talking about the Epstein files unless they're joking about how they've tricked everybody, and they're gonna get away with it. And here, we're breaking down everything for you. And I'm trying to show you these clips that are going into America and poisoning the minds of the people to make them more obedient and more dehumanizing and more desensitized to hating their neighbor while wearing a cross and thinking that they're holier than thou and just being obedient. You know who wasn't obedient? Jesus. Jesus wasn't obedient. They didn't say, hey, man, you just listen to the law. And he was like, I fulfilled the law. No, I have a new law for you. You heard love the loved one. Don't even tax collectors do that? He was like, I'm here to say love your enemy. And you see all these people wearing crosses hating their enemies, making even people who dissent against them their enemy, making them criminals. That's not very Jesus-like. As somebody who, loves him, let me just tell you. Hold on. Put up heart stickers around your neighborhood. Dusty, I want to get so many stickers made, so many. I love street art. I love street art. Scrap iron, the 14th Amendment saying that if you were born in the United States, your U.S. citizen was one of those rewrites. Yeah, I mean, that's the other funny thing about, did you read about Bannon and the Pope? Oh, you're going to send me into a spiral, Pink Fur. No, don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. No, Pope. You don't want to hear my takes on the Pope. My wife just had to hear all about that. Oh my God, Steve Bannon courted Epstein in his efforts to take down Pope Francis. These fucking people are psychotic. Oh my God. I'm surprised they weren't trying to collaborate with him. I'm gonna have some reading later. Thanks, Pink Fur. Oh, Lenny, what a pathetic fucking existence you have. First time I see you in the chat, and you fucking talk like that. Oh man, could only come from a single guy who's desperate to get some attention. We see you, Lenny, though. Don't worry, buddy. And we know you're sitting home alone on Valentine's, Fox News playing in the background. You just cracked open a can of beans, scooping it away cold, and you're just fucking miserable. You know, you were hoping egg price would drop, but only 12 cents, and gas is only 14 cents off, and your Medicaid went away. We understand, buddy. That's what we're fighting for. I'm fighting that when you have a heart attack and your fucking cat has to dial 911, that you don't have to take an Uber. You don't have to go, no, call an Uber. I can't afford it. I'm praying that you can get the health care you need, that you don't have to worry that you're going to lose your mom's house that you inherited because she did a reverse home mortgage. You can't afford the payments because there's no more fucking jobs, because the sweatshops haven't come back to America because Donald Trump promised they would and you cheered it along, but he stripped all your rights, so you got fired from work and you don't have the fucking health care anymore and unemployment's cut off. We see you, Lenny. We see you, buddy. Okay? We see you. And I'm fighting for you. Even though you're an obedient servant to the Epstein class, I will still fight for you. And in a year or 5, when you wake the fuck up and you turn around and you look back and you're embarrassed and you got to take down all your MAGA flags and you got to scrape that, take our country back, fucking sticker off your truck, off your fucking 3-wheeled truck, you know, with the fucking donut on there. We know tires are expensive. We know. Yeah, you'll look back and go, God, I was a dick. But it will be too late then. We've moved on, Lenny. So you got your attention. You got your attention, buddy. Is that all you needed on Valentine's Day? A little human-to-human connection? I can do that for you. I'm an empath, man. I'm empathetic. Really, I am. It's just when turd burglars come in here and try to fucking talk tough, I don't take shit from bullies, you know? So, Lenny, go do your own fucking live stream. Okay? There you go. You can get some attention that way. Anyways, am I running for office? Yeah, I'm running for fucking King Socialist. No. You need trillions of dollars to run for office in this country. That's the unfortunate thing. That's what we need to, you know, reassess. No private funds into every election. You know, something like that. Who was I reading? Was it here in America where we had specific government allotted funds that candidates could use? And I thought, imagine that. Imagine that. Get rid of Citizens United. Yes. There was a ballot measure in Maine that I believe passed that is the spark to do that. I don't have the information on me, but look into it, because make it grassroots. 100%. I love the people who go, I can't stand this guy, and they're still in here. Good. If you can't stand me, judge me by my enemies. You are probably an Epstein Class obedient bootlicker, and I don't want to be stood by these PDF file defenders. Understand that, MAGA. Here's the one thing that MAGA doesn't get when they're like, I can't stand this guy. In my book, that means I'm all right. I'm all right. What that says about me is good. Because you know what I'm doing? I'm scaring you. I'm scaring you that these fucking criminals aren't safe around me. If you're going to fucking defend people that harm children, you ain't safe around me. That's all you're spelling to me. And I love it. I love it. Don't feel safe around me. You should feel like you need a safe space from people who are going to call out this bullshit. Okay? Infinity, brother, thanks for hosting this brilliant space. And please, we talked about it earlier, connect with us outside of here so we can make sure we get everything on the up and up, okay? If we can. Again, I don't know if it's on my end. I was already looking, but I'll do it again. I want to make sure you're taken care of. And thank you for the $2 super chat. Love you. I've stood behind men and women willing to fight the system. And that's what it is at the heart of it. At the heart of it. You're either willing to take on the system like America's history before it, from the revolution, taking on the system of king, a monarch, to the workers' movements, where I still find it funny that Fox News is like, the problem is women working. And it's like, you dipshit, do you not understand where this country came from? Go look up the Lowell Women's Union. It was like the Lowell fucking, you know, wool spinners union or something. Like, women were working, children were working. That was an improvement to get kids to go to school and women to not have to work and people to survive. And somehow these fucking short-circuited glitch fucking mob people don't, well, no, I think they're smart enough to know it, but they peddle it to you like, yeah, problem is women in the workplace. It's like, women always worked in America. Always. There was a brief fucking moment for the boomers where the guy could like have a job as a janitor, buy a home, raise a fucking family, have a car, no debt, no medical debt, no education debt, and life was good. And like that sliver of time where taxes were also 70 to 90% on the wealthiest people, that sliver of time where racism was fucking rampant everywhere and there was redlining and racial covenants and fucking housing deeds, like that sliver of time they reference, ignoring the rest of America. You know what I mean? Fuck, man, people need to read. We need to make mandatory reading. That's what we do. I think that is the counter to book burning. Like these assholes want to burn books, and we should make them a fucking, what's that? Agent Orange? What's that? Orange? Remember that movie? Clockwork. Clockwork Orange books. We just have them do this, you know? We have fucking somebody read them the book and just flip the pages in front of them. Clockwork Orange these fucking idiots into reading about their history because they all go, I don't want to feel bad about myself learning history. How do you know about the Confederacy and brag about it? You should feel fucking embarrassed. Those statues for the Confederacy, do you know what they are? Those are participation trophies for a war you lost, you fucking losers. Oh my God. I've left this country many times and I've lived all across this country. That's how I have these fucking takes. Nice movie. I don't know about nice, interesting movie, but I've never heard anybody call Clockwork Orange a nice movie. I love that. I love that. I just love it. I just love it. Next time someone asks me if I've seen Clockwork Orange, I'm going to go, I thought it was a nice movie. And people are going to think I'm psychotic. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know what I was timed out for, but people got high blood pressure because of the... Oh, I don't know what you're timed out for either. Disturbing. Little D and Dirty Jers. Love Dirty Jers. Love Dirty Jers. All right. I love to show you music, and it's Valentine's Day, so I have a special Valentine's song for you. For you. Men and women save each other and take each other down all the time. Yeah. It's not just about defending. Listen. Listen, comment disguised as misogyny. I would say defend the vulnerable. That could be men or women. It's not just defend women. I understand the chivalry part of that, but you gotta understand there are women, like in my thumbnail, Harriet Tubman, that were fucking defending and saving men. If you don't know the strength of a woman, oof, I feel bad for you. I've known many women much, much stronger than men. And it doesn't have to be physical. I don't want to get on Joe Rogan's level and be like, well, how? Because they just, I'm talking about social, emotional, fucking brute strength. And I wish more people would have respect for women like that. Anyways, but yeah, I would say defend the vulnerable, okay? She should be on a coin. Harriet Tubman should be on a 20. Put Fred Hampton on the 100. And take the rest of those motherfuckers off there, you know? And let's put John Brown on the 1, you know? Let's do some real history. Why? I don't understand why Americans aren't proud of their history. Harriet Tubman is one of the greatest Americans alive. You understand she was born into slavery, okay? Escaped. And people were like, you are nuts. Don't go back. You made it, Harriet. Which she wasn't. She was... Her nickname was Minty. She called herself. Anyway, I'm not going to get into the history. But people were like, you're fucking crazy. Don't go back. And she went back, I forget if it was over 100 or 200 times. She had a bounty on her head. She was hunted. And this was a single black woman crossing that Mason-Dixon, going down and saving people, strangers. If that's not the most Jesus thing you've ever heard, I don't know what is. Rescuing people out of slavery? Isn't that what Jesus came to do? Rescuing people from the slavery of their sins? And I can't comprehend, besides racism, besides being racist, besides seeing a color and thinking, oh no, scare me, why we wouldn't fucking erect statues, have Harriet Tubman be on our money, mention her in the fucking national anthem. I mean, give her all the fucking accolades that she deserves. Our country should be so proud that we had true fucking spirit like that. And somehow she's overlooked, dismissed, or not brought up enough. And I refuse to fucking let that legacy go while I'm on this goddamn planet. Because once you understand her story, you go, I don't think I've ever heard of anyone braver. And you hear these war stories about Iraq and fucking Afghanistan, and these guys have maybe saved 3, maybe 20. Harriet Tubman went back over 100 fucking times into slave country and rescued people. And then she like worked for the Red Cross. It was in the Civil War. You know what I mean? I'm like, if you can't comprehend the enormity of this one little woman, you're missing out. You're missing on a true fucking American hero. Braver than any fucking man you've ever met. You know why? Because no man did it. Frederick Douglass at the time even said to John Brown, he was like, man, John Brown can do what I cannot. You know, I can speak for the Negro, but John Brown will die for him. Frederick Douglass was like, listen, you know, listen, I'll do the speeches and the photos, but and Harriet Tubman was fucking getting dirty with it. Is that not incredible? Is that not incredible? Why is that not like something we hark to as the American spirit? I'll never fucking get it. I will never fucking get it. And I will never in my life not give that lady the respect and fucking most American heroism that she deserves. And if you don't know about Harriet Tubman, there's plenty of books. They haven't burned them all. Please, I implore you to just fucking learn about her. I'll listen, on Monday, I'll show you this photo, or not this photo. I'll show you one of the things that I hang in my house right over my little desk here. Hold on. I gotta be very careful. This, I'm very proud of. I love this painting. This is Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad by Paul Collins. This is one of my most precious prized pieces. And I have some expensive art. I will tell you, I do like art. I got a lot of art. But she's an American hero. More people would have heard of Benedict Arnold before Harriet Tubman, and that is a problem. Thank you, Deep Space Ranger. And did all that in the 1800s, yeah. She didn't even have TikTok to be like, yo, bitches, it's me, H-Tub. Listen, connect with me where the gourd meets the, you know? Like, this was raw, man. This was raw. Best movie to watch during this administration, V for Vendetta. That's a good one. Ooh, I might have to watch that tonight. Proud to say my great-grandfather was a black Union soldier. Put some respect right there. That is one of the most amazing things when you, so we have a Civil War. It's not really, it's kind of a statue. If you go to the Boston Commons and you go up to the State House side, there's a Robert Gould Shaw. I don't know what you call it. It's like a commemorative, not a plate, not a statue. It's like kind of it's like a 3D wall embossing. I don't know what you call it. But that's one of my favorite pieces because it represents, and forgive me if I get this wrong, I'm trying to go off. It's like the 5th Regiment, the all-black regiment from Boston. And I always think, like, what a fucking incredible feat to participate in that and still not know your outcome. You know what I mean? Like, not to put people can't even contextualize what these soldiers were doing at the time, the black ones. The white ones knew what the fuck was going on. You know, they didn't have to worry any outcomes. But the black folk at the time, I just couldn't imagine. And that bravery is not celebrated enough because of the white supremacist systems that operate today and are in power. And I'm fixing to change that. A monument. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's a monument. It definitely is. But check it out. If you're ever in Boston at the Boston Commons, go to the far northeast corner. I want to say, is by the State House. If you're walking up to the State House, to the Freedom Trail. Robert Gould Shaw, I think it is. I don't know. I always go and visit it, pay my respects. Another day, another meltdown. Yeah, if you're not upset about the Epstein files and all the perverts in charge, then I would say you're complicit. So another day, another complicit snow bear. Good to know that nobody should trust you around their kids. Awesome. Thank you for pointing yourself out. I always appreciate when people do that. Mine came from Canada and volunteered for the Michigan Cavalry. Listen, I love that people know their history. I dig into my history all the time. I was looking today at a family member who died in 1776 at Mount Independence, which it's just crazy. It's fucking nuts at what some of these people did. But listen, I wanted to play this song for you. This is BUNKBED COFFIN. BUNKBED COFFIN. I love him. I call him New Grunge. He's an artist here on YouTube, link in the description. This is his song Signs, and I felt like it was a good Valentine's song. Family, hold on. I live in the South. Almost every street is named after a Confederate. Very depressing, especially since it's mostly in black neighborhoods. I've visited the South many times, lived down there for a bit. The thing I do not get is they're celebrating traitors to America who got participation trophies and street names and shit. Like, these were the most disgusting of humans, willing to fight their own brothers and sisters for slavery. And they celebrate by having participation war trophies. Fuck them. I say we once us woke socialists take over, all that Confederacy's going out. You don't see us putting up statues of Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden, right? Why are we doing it with the Confederacy? They weren't Americans, they were the Confederacy. Traitors. Jeeper, that's on purpose to intimidate. Those street names or statues were made in the early 1900s by the daughters of the Confederacy, and you're 100% right. It's meant to intimidate, and we stand up to fucking bullies. Gavo, hit subscribe, please. Trump's playing 4 dementia chess. This isn't me. This is BUNKBED COFFIN. Link in the description. He's an artist on YouTube. Please go subscribe to him. He's amazing. Daughters of Confederacy, a bunch of racist asshole women that pretend their courtesies override their racism. Fuck them. Greenbacks like the money? Oh, sorry, the thing stopped me. We need greenbacks like the money again? Maybe I'm getting that reference wrong. They became Moms for Liberty. I just did a whole deep dive into Moms for Liberty. You know, the co-founder is Ron DeSantis, his wife. Absolute scum of the earth trying to ban your books. Fuck them. Fuck them all. Fuck them all. Remember, that's approved by Jesus. Jesus wants you to love people, stand with the oppressed, stand with the fucking marginalized. He wants you to love your neighbor. He wants you to love people. But when it came to the oppressive people, he stood against them. The people who had power and made the rules at the time, the religious leaders, the Roman leaders, he stood against them. He didn't take no guff. Hello. Now they're mad. With 2Ds. All right, guys, that's it for me. Please hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Guys, thank you for the super chats. Everybody who super chatted, you support this channel, and I couldn't do this without you. It's been a long time coming, and I'm glad we're finally building our community, our little green dragon pub here on the internet. And thank you. Who was that mentioned the green dragon? That's a fucking deep cut. Age of Cracadilia Scent. Age. I'm just gonna call you Age. Age. Deep reference. Appreciate you. A man who knows his history. I like that. I like it. Hi from Scotland. Where men are men and sheep are nervous. The fucking Scots. They got the greatest sense of humor. Actually, the Scots and the Irish and the New Zealanders. My God. Those senses of humor I can't get enough of. Oh my God. Banger after banger, Gabo. I would agree. Fire. I love fucking witty comments. So thank you for those. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for hitting subscribe. I'm here every single weekday. You're going, but it's the weekend. Sometimes I go on the weekends. Okay, sometimes. Sometimes I go on the weekends. But other than that, we'll see you Monday, okay? Thank you, Edward. Thorn. I don't know if I said hi to Thorn. I don't want to miss somebody. What's up, Thorn? Scrap Iron. Garner. Who I don't know if I haven't. Oh, Little D, NJ. Love Dirty Jers. Have a happy Valentine's Day, everybody. And if you don't have somebody to love, that's all right. That's all right. If you don't have like what was his name? Queen. Come on. Oh my God. Anybody help me? What was that dude's name? The Queen singer. Come on, it's killing me right now. Queen's lead singer. Anybody help me? My brain got empty. Oh my God, Freddie Mercury. Oh my God, how did I forget Freddie Mercury? If you can't find somebody to love like Freddie Mercury couldn't, so he had to write that song, just treat yourself, okay? Bro, how do you not know Freddie? I know, that was kind of disappointing. I'm so sorry. Eddie Mars. I don't know, is it Betty Saturn? It's something. I know, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, I didn't know that. My brain just gave out. Oh. If you don't have anyone Pacific, then give a little love to the world. No strings attached. I love that, Dusty. I love you, Dusty. You guys are fucking rad. I'm so fucking thankful for this community. You guys are funny and rad. And that's what we need more of. We need more funny, rad, loving, no strings attached people. If you're one of those, you found your fucking home. Freddie Mercury. I can't believe I forgot Freddie Mercury. Now his ghost is gonna haunt me tonight, and I'm fucked. That's all I'm gonna hear. Can somebody find me? All right, guys. Peace.